Hmm. We are live.
हाँ आ गया लाइव।
Yes, we are live. Hmm. I guess. Okay, Sam.
कोई नहीं, आराम से आएंगे शायद लोग।
Hmm. Anyways, you want to talk about your upcoming video?
माय अपकमिंग वीडियो। अच्छा। अ, मतलब मैं हिंदी में एक्सप्लेन कर सकता हूँ, मुझे दिक्कत
हाँ
तो नहीं
हाँ
है उसमें
बोल।
कि इंग्लिश में कर। हाँ। तो यार मेरा क्या है ना, मेरे को बड़ा अजीब लगता है अपने काम के बारे में बात करने का। मतलब मैं जैसे कि मैं जब मेरा बहुत मन करता है कि मैं ऐसा स्क्रीनशॉट लेके अपने टाइमलाइन का डाल दूं ट्विटर पे कि वीडियो कमिंग नेक्स्ट वीक या ऐसा कुछ। बट मुझसे वो हो नहीं पाता है। मुझे अंदर से कहीं ना कहीं एक इनसिक्योरिटी लगती है कि अरे मैंने अब स्क्रीनशॉट डाल दिया, इसका मतलब अब कि एक एक्सपेक्टेशन सेट हो गया है। अब अगर वो डिलीवर नहीं हुआ तो फिर कांड, उस
Hmm.
टाइप से। तो मैं बड़ा इनसिक्योर हूँ अपने अपने काम, अपने वीडियोस को लेके। बट तभी मैं उतना उतना यूजुअली बात नहीं करता हूँ। बट तूने अभी पूछा है तो मैं बोल देता हूँ कि ऑब्वियसली हेल्प होता है कि अभी सिर्फ हम दोनों देख रहे हैं, तो ज़्यादा उतना इनसिक्योरिटी भी नहीं है कि हम मैं अभी बात कर रहा था उस से यही कि अपने यहाँ मैं जनरली वीडियोस ऐसे टॉपिक बनाना चाहता हूँ जो मैं लोगों को केयर करवा सकूँ, मतलब किसी
Hmm.
तरीके से उस चीज़ पे। मतलब मैं मेरा सबसे, ये बहुत घटिया चीज़ है वैसे करना, बट अगर एज अ क्रिएटर, मतलब आपको नहीं करना चाहिए ये कि आप कोई वीडियो बनाते हो, आपको एक्सपेक्टेशन जनरली उससे नहीं होनी चाहिए कि सामने वाला कैसे रिएक्ट करेगा, क्योंकि मोर ऑफन देन नॉट वो नहीं होता है।
Hmm.
अ, तो मैं जब वीडियो बनाता हूँ मैं, लेकिन ये एक्सपेक्टेशन दिमाग में लेके बनाता हूँ कि आई वॉन्ट टू मेक पीपल केयर अबाउट स्मॉल स्टफ स्टफ जो उन्होंने कभी सोचा नहीं कि वो उसके बारे में केयर करेंगे।
Hmm.
और मैं चाहता हूँ कि मैं उनको एंगेज कर सकूँ उस चीज़ में। और म, एक और मेरा ऑब्जेक्टिव ये है कि मैं स्केल करना ट्राई कर सकूँ, कि आई वांट पीपल टू केयर अबाउट स्मॉल स्टफ लाइक लाइक कोका कोला, जो मैंने पिछली वाली वीडियो बनाई थी।
Yeah.
एंड आई एट द सेम टाइम आई वांट टू मेक वीडियोस विच आर लाइक वेरी यूनिवर्सल, जैसे वो एलियन मैथमेटिक्स वाली वीडियो एक बनाई थी मैंने।
Hmm.
तो मैं चाहता हूँ कि लोग एक मैं मेरे अंदर वो स्किल सेट आ सके कि मैं इक्वली दोनों चीज़ों पे केयर करवा सकूँ अपनी ऑडियंस को। मेरा मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव वो रहता है। तो तभी मैं उस वो करना नहीं चाहिए, क्योंकि मोर ऑफन देन नॉट आप हमेशा अपने विक्टिम ही होते हो उस एक्सपेक्टेशन के, क्योंकि वो हो नहीं पाता है। स्पेशली आप एक, जब एक छोटी चैनल हो जबकि ऑडियंस नहीं है उतनी, हर बंदे का हर बार मूड नहीं होगा कि आपको 14 मिनट तक प्रवचन देखते हुए सुने कि कैसे करना है क्या नहीं करना है, या फिर ये क्यों चल रहा है। मतलब किसी को क्यों फर्क पड़ता है कि कोका कोला में रियल शुगर है, केन शुगर है, कि शुगर बीट्स है, कि क्या है। बट मेरे को फर्क पड़ता है। और मैंने बस अपना अपना जो दिमाग में विजुअलाइजेशन था,
Hmm.
थैंकफुली मैं पिछले 3-4 साल से जो वीडियो बना रहा हूँ उस चक्कर में कम से कम मेरे पास एक वो स्किल आ गया है कि मैं अटेम्प्ट कर सकता हूँ कि टू कन्वर्ट दैट इनटू अ नैरेटिव एंड टू कन्वर्ट दैट इनटू अ स्लीक वीडियो, फास्ट पेस्ड फास्ट एडिट वाली वीडियो, जिसमें लोग कुछ नहीं तो एटलीस्ट उसके लिए ही रुक जाए कि ठीक है, कम से कम द वीडियो वाज स्मूथ। इट वाजंट कि आदमी बोल रहा है रुक रहा है, बोल रहा है रुक रहा है, और बस हम उसका चेहरा देखे जा रहे हैं, क्योंकि उतना कुछ खास चेहरा देखने लायक नहीं है। एंड उसी वजह से आई थिंक इन अ वे माय इनसिक्योरिटीज हैव लेड टू दिस नैरेटिव स्टाइल दैट आई हैव, व्हिच इज वेरी फास्ट पेस, वेरी एडिटिंग हैवी रादर देन की वेरी स्क्रिप्ट हैवी या राइटिंग हैवी। मेरे पास राइटिंग का उतना स्किल नहीं है मेरे पास, मैं स्क्रिप्ट लिखता नहीं हूँ, मैं बस पॉइंट्स लिखता हूँ कि मुझे जो कवर करना है, और फिर मैं
Hmm.
बक देता हूँ। और फिर दो
हाँ.
घंटे, किसी दिन 2 घंटे बकता हूँ, किसी दिन 20 मिनट बकता हूँ। जिस दिन 2 घंटे बकता हूँ उस दिन समझ आता है कि बहुत ही ज़्यादा बेकार वीडियो बन सकती है ये, क्योंकि बट जिस दिन 20 मिनट बकता है उस दिन बड़ा कॉन्फिडेंस रहता है, और यूजुअली हमेशा उल्टा होता है पता नहीं क्यों, बट हाँ।
So which the video you work on more does not get turn out to be that great, and the
हाँ मतलब
low effort one turns out better.
हाँ, अभी तक मेरा बहुत छोटा सैंपल स्पेस है ऑब्वियसली। अभी तक मेरे मेरे सैंपल स्पेस में जो मेरा सबसे रिजल्ट वर्दी, अगर नंबर ओरिएंटेड हम देखें, तो वो आई थिंक पॉर्श वाला वीडियो था मेरा,
हम्म
जिसमें मैंने कुछ नहीं किया है। उसमें मेरे सबसे बेसिक एनिमेशंस थे, उसमें मेरे सबसे बेसिक एडिटिंग्स थी। वो वीडियो मैंने लेजिट 1.5 दिन में एडिट किया था, जो कि मेरे स्टैंडर्ड से बहुत ज़्यादा कम है। मेरे को यूजुअली 6-7 दिन लगातार लगता है एडिट करने में, कोई वीडियो एनिमेशन बनाने में, फिर उसके बाद गाने चूज करने में, ये सब सब कुछ कराने में मुझे 6 से 7 दिन लग जाते हैं सिर्फ वीडियो एडिटिंग करने करने में। तो उस हिसाब से सबसे लो एफर्ट वीडियो मेरा पॉर्च वाला वीडियो था, और सबसे ज़्यादा उसी पे मेरे ख्याल से व्यूज़ हैं, या इंगेजमेंट भी टू एन एक्सटेंट।
हम्म
और आई थिंक मेरा सबसे हाई एफर्ट जो मेरा वीडियो था, जो कि आई थिंक क्रिएटर्स ने ज़्यादा अच्छे से रिसीव किया था उसको, वो था केसी नाइस्टैट वाला वीडियो। क्योंकि
हम्म
उसमें उसमें मेरे को दो ऑब्जेक्टिव ट्राई करने थे। एक तो ये कि मैं ट्राई कर रहा था कि क्या मैं 10 मिनट के अंदर अंदर एक वीडियो बना सकता हूँ, ऑल्दो वो 10 मिनट से 11 मिनट का हो गया था। बट मैं चाह रहा था कि मैं कंसाइज कर सकूं कि नहीं अपना नैरेटिव, वो मैं देख ट्राई कर रहा था कि कर सकता हूँ कि नहीं। मेरे को खुद पर्सनली उतना वीडियो पसंद नहीं आया वो, क्योंकि मैं एक्चुअली प्रेफर करता हूँ 15 मिनट का फॉर्मेट मेरे लिए। बट ठीक है, जो भी था। वो उतना काम नहीं किया आई थिंक। जब मैंने लास्ट देखा था उसके कुछ 250 व्यू थे। बट मैं उस बात से खुश हूँ कि जिन्होंने देखा उनको पसंद आया था, बस एटलीस्ट।
ये कैसी नाइस स्टार्ट वाला है.
केसी नाइस्टेट वाला।
So
आई थिंक अब
basically,
हाँ।
so basically whatever. अच्छा, इंग्लिश की रिक्वेस्ट आ चुकी है.
ओके, ओके, या आई कैन स्पीक इन इंग्लिश, दैट्स फाइन,
हाँ.
सॉरी फॉर दैट।
So I feel like the two videos you mentioned, uh,
या
how I see it is the first one, Porsche
Mhm.
one. I feel like there are a lot more people who can relate to this predicament you put forward. That I want
या
it, but how do I get it?
या या
So maybe that channeled in a lot of people who wanted to
या
know someone's perspective.
दैट
So,
इज वेरी ट्रू।
हाँ, और even the Casey Neistat one, maybe because उसका जो like the what do I say, the scale of his popularity is very high.
हम्म, हम्म,
So, and many aspire to be like him.
या हम एग्जिबिट है।
Yeah.
तो मतलब मैं केवल कौन कौन है,
So,
संतोष, श्लोक, मजोरो बॉय,
Shad, yeah.
संगमेश, माधव, और केडी क्लाउडी सर भी आ चुके हैं। ठीक है। अ, श्लोक, F1 videos, yeah, I have an F1 video which is it'll take a little while, क्योंकि the concept is I'm trying to figure out, trying to make a video in which I try to explain how to make F1 more uh, scalable and more entertaining than what it is. It's very predominantly uh, biased towards Mercedes and Red Bull right now, and Ferrari to an extent, maybe skipping last year, barring last year. So I'm trying to figure out, using an AI, what's the best way to make F1 more entertaining and more reachable for a wider audience. But that is going to take a little while. It's not going to happen now. I need a few races from this year as like sample space, and then I can probably start working on it. But I have the concept in my mind for that. So yeah, maybe later in the year, probably a few couple of months down the line. Yeah,
So on average, like these AI-based videos you made, Billie
yeah,
Eilish's one and
yeah.
one more, I guess, Small Talk.
Yes, yes.
Average, how much time did it take to get the model running? Forget about the video making part.
um, so the problem with these models is that I don't have the resources to
Hmm
to be able to like to be able to run a model which is functioning well enough that I can say make a Medium article out of it or something like that. So
Mhm.
it's absolutely perfect for like producing a YouTube video wherein I can push in my narrative as well, and then I can like justify why I was doing so much of work just for like this small speck of dust in sort of research, if I would say. So it
Mhm.
usually takes me about a couple of weeks to justify which model that I have to use, because more often than not I have to uh, first realize uh, which type of architecture would be suited uh, for my videos. I won't go into much details, but a couple of weeks for that, and then probably anywhere between 1 month or 3 months for training that model. So, like I have two two AI videos which I'm making right now, and I have been running those models since January first week and January last week. So already like two videos
Okay.
which I've been running constantly every single day to be able to like work uh, in a way that it's presentable for a YouTube video. So it usually takes somewhere around 3.5 months if it's a very ambitious project. Like the F1 will be a very ambitious project,
Mhm.
uh, and I'm also making a video where an AI is writing a book, like an entire book. So it's taking a little while, but it's not a very ambitious project in terms of machine learning, as far as machine learning goes. So in that sense, it's going to happen very 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 soon, because there are architectures which can help you write books very easily. So I think yeah, it depends on what kind of how ambitious and how novel the idea is, and how novel the implementation is. So yeah, depends on that, but somewhere around a month and a half, 2 months to 4 months, somewhere in that ballpark. Yeah. I think one
I,
of the biggest challenges for me in that case is still staying interested in that topic. Uh, like with the small topic, what happened was that
Mhm.
at one point of time, I was just like, this is not happening. Uh, it's just not going to happen. And but I somehow just forced myself and pushed for like 1 week. I took oh, I took off like 3 days off from my work, and then I just
Wow.
worked on that video for that. So yeah, sometimes it takes a lot of effort, sometimes not so much. So
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, I can't completely relate to it, but there is one video I have not managed to put out,
yeah,
although I really, really want to. But I feel like every time I make it, I'm not doing justice to it. It's actually
yeah,
about this, because this
right,
Android tablet,
yes,
because people are completely hell-bent against it with good reason. But I feel like I have such solid points to put across to consider this. I'm not asking people to
mhm,
switch out, because my every time I go into this thing, like it's fine if you're in the Apple ecosystem,
yeah,
definitely don't consider this. It makes no sense.
yeah,
But if you aren't and you have those choices versus this, think about it. And there are so many more things you can do right now on this, which Apple's restrictions won't allow you, probably
yes,
ever.
that is true. That
So,
is true.
so
I mean, it's so it's very weird, because the first time that you're trying to make something which is a long term project sort of,
mhm,
you will always feel like it's not good enough every single time. Like there was this short film that I was working on back in 2018, and I had been working on that short film for 6.5 months, 7 months, or something like that. And it was we had to like reschedule and reschedule and reschedule every single time, because it just didn't fall into place like altogether. It just seemed like there's something which is a little bit off. But
mhm,
I still haven't posted it anywhere. I just have like a final cut of it. And now when I watch it, I'm like, this is perfectly fine. I should have probably just went ahead and posted this, or tweaked it a little bit and just posted this. But in that frame of mind, when you just invested so much into a long-term project, it's very easy to get into the perfectionist or the perfectionism mindset, which is it it doesn't do you any justice. I'll be honest with you. It's it's more damaging than it is more useful for you. Yeah.
So I actually watched this. So I don't know if you're aware, like MKBHD put out a video, I think yesterday
Yeah,
or
the
day
48
before.
minute video. Yes,
Yeah.
I saw that.
And I was like, if this is acceptable, like his scale is again something completely different.
Yeah.
His audience is
Yes.
completely different. But this is exactly what I really want to do because every time my challenge is how do I bring it down? Because my early videos were so long and every
Yeah.
person was like, this is too much, this is too much.
Yeah.
And I get it, but I feel like that's important. Maybe not to you, maybe to the next person,
Yeah.
maybe 1 out of 100 people, but it is important because I see it that way. I'm sure at least one other person will find it that way if they come across that video, that is.
Yes. I think that's the problem. He has the scale wherein he can justify making a video for 1 out of 100%.
Mhm,
We unfortunately don't have that scale.
mhm.
In fact, I probably 1 out of 100% for me is like 2 views. Uh, 1 out of 100% for you is like 15 views.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's not justifiable. 1 out of 100% for 10 million subscribers is a different scale.
Hmm.
So I think that's the thing that let's see what happens if he posts that video, similar videos again and again. Let's see if the audience still accepts it, because often, quite like I've observed, is that when you post a video on YouTube and then it's a novel thing. It's the first time you're trying something,
Hmm.
especially when you're in a creator community like we have on Twitter. There is a glaring acceptance towards it. There's a glaring response towards it, and then when you do it again and again and again, the response just diminishes a little bit. That's very usual. That's very it's supposed to happen that way. But at the same time, we'll have to see if it doesn't diminishes. Then that's probably the new standard that's been set, and if that's a new standard, then probably smaller creators can go ahead and try that, because there is a, s- a fixed set of demand for that. There is an audience for that, and it's very difficult for a small creator to unearth that. It's very easy. It's not very easy. It's comparatively easier for a big creator like MKBHD to be able to pave a path in that case, and
Hmm.
allow small creators like you or other tech channels who want to make documentaries of sort of with tech products, so to be able to create a niche out of it, which is, yeah, but we are bogged down by scale. Probably he is not, and he'll probably understand. It's up to him and creators like him if we will be able to do that in the near future or not. At least that's what I think.
Let's see. I was actually considering that maybe a podcast is the right platform for how I want to put these messages
Mhm.
forward to people. But then
Mhm.
again, the question rises that who will listen to it? Is it going to be relevant or useful for the people or for the 10
Yep.
people who will listen to it?
Yes. It's podcasts are so tricky, uh, because when I was doing podcasts about filmmaking, which I'll probably resume in April, June, or somewhere around that time again. But when I was doing podcasts, I had like an audience of 120, people uh, for the audio version at least.
Hmm.
And I judged it by the audio version because I did not advertise the audio version anyway. I used
Hmm.
to make like fancier promos for the video version, but never for the audio version. So I
Hmm.
judge it by that parameter. And in that sense, I realized that those 100 people, even though I'm not able to have like a interaction with them, but they were almost giving me consistent results in my podcast episodes. And I was very happy with that. And I'm a little bit sad that I've gone away from there and into this short video format scheme of things. But at the same time, this is something that I had. It's a very tricky balance to make. It's something which is rather like it takes a lot of mental effort to be able
Hmm.
to pursue with that, because when you're putting in work for like an hour and a half, and then editing that video and then exporting that and then exporting a 40 GB file on a YouTube, it's a it's quite a hassle, to be honest. So
Hmm.
it's a lot of things, but at the same time, if you can justify it to yourself, that's the most important thing that exists. So podcasts tricky, but if you can justify to yourself, go ahead, do a podcast.
So I guess let's talk about what we started with before the live
Yeah,
stream about
yeah,
YouTube as a whole and
yeah.
what we do with it in general.
Yes, yes. Because we have very contrasting styles of making videos.
Yeah.
Uh, not just in terms of the visual thing, but also in terms of the frequency, the content,
Hmm.
uh, and the style
Yeah.
wherein it is. Like, for example, I think Shirish was now here. He was telling me that I should use chapters in my YouTube videos,
Mm. Yeah.
and I was just scratching my head because I was like, how do I break this down into chapters? But at the same time, at the same time, when it's a tech video, I'm generalizing over here. I'm sorry if it's
Hmm.
hurtful in any sense, but uh, if it's a tech video, you know that the first one is a in general unboxing, then there is the camera review, then there is the display, then there is that. I think there's easier demarcation between the different chapters in tech videos,
Hmm.
not so much in the kind of videos that I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
So I and Shirish had like a quite a bit of discussion about this, like how different uh, tech videos is as a genre as compared to like a filmmaking narrative sort of genre, which it's not so mainstream on YouTube, at least not now. I hope it will be,
Hmm.
but not now really. So even YouTube is pushing features right now, which are more oriented towards making more videos, towards making more consumable, fast content. Uh, and so it's very different for you and me in that case because
Hmm.
you have like a you have the problem of mainstream, wherein there are a lot of people who are doing like tech videos, and I have the problem of why should we care? Because
Hmm.
why would anybody care about somebody who has 200 subscribers, who has 250 views, talking about Mexican Coca-Cola? Why would anybody do that? So I think these are like very different problems that we have to tackle.
Hmm.
I want to understand what you do. How do you keep yourself, firstly, motivated to put out like work every week, almost every week, maybe sometimes twice a week. I've seen you post twice a week sometimes,
Hmm.
and it's very strange to me because I I take like months to make videos, and
Yeah.
I know it's different, but how do you motivate yourself to do that?
But
That's
it's very different. So
yeah,
my motivation, I don't know. I mean, I set like short-term goals.
yeah,
So when I started out, I had none, honestly. And I felt that at that point of time, it was the right thing to do
yeah,
because it was completely new. Like I told you, I
yes,
started watching YouTube properly, apart from when I
yes,
was in need for some tutorial or something
yeah,
2 years ago. And that might be funny to a lot of people because I had internet, I had the app, I had everything. I just didn't have any incentive to watch, honestly. But
hmm,
then I discovered the tech genre and I started watching and I found a lot of interesting content, a lot of different perspectives. Um, now, I was obviously interested in tech, but I did not have access to it that much 2 years back because of my job and stuff. So it just started off. And now, relatively, I do. And the reason actually I started YouTube channel, and also another thing, I don't know if somebody from works watches this, but um, I used to watch a lot of YouTube videos while working because my so um, most I probably have ADHD, so I need something to keep my brain engaged.
yeah,
So I do multiple things at once just to keep my brain
mhm,
engaged and feel that I'm being productive. So YouTube videos on the background, and that's why I don't mind videos with only a roll and explaining stuff and just talking
yeah,
because I don't need the visuals, I need the information,
yes,
and the
yes,
platform has a lot of it.
yes.
So that's how I started watching YouTube videos. So then I thought, the lockdown really messed me up, and I was like, I have nothing else to do apart from my work, and I need to get out of this cycle. So that's why I started my channel. But since I was so new to it, I had no idea how this shit works.
Yes.
So yeah, but um, I am figuring some things out. Let's see. So as you asked, the motivation. Now it has come to a point where I am seeing some results to the effort I put in. I am seeing
Hmm.
some results of the perspective I put forward.
Hmm.
Because first the question was who will listen to me? And although
Yeah.
my scale is extremely minuscule, but at least out of that scale also some are responding that okay, this was helpful. Or even on a video which probably 200 people watched only, there were at least two comments saying that okay, I didn't know about this. And I'm like, this is what I actually want. So now I'm like, okay, if obviously a small portion of people will only find this useful. So I feel like now is the right time I should think about scaling, at least as a
Yeah.
long-term goal,
Yeah.
where more people will probably find this important or, useful. So that's how I keep motivated. So, and the only way,
Yeah.
how YouTube works, at least I think that, the consistency and length of videos,
Yeah.
optimizing some things in your videos and how you put it forward, things like that matter. So I try to, again, then it's balancing. Like, I want to include what I really, really want to, keep it
Yeah.
concise enough not to make people, bored of it, and
Yeah. And
use whatever is available to, make the most out of it.
I think that's where our primary difference is, because like you update your goals with
Hmm.
with YouTube, right? I don't have sort of any such goals, to be honest. I'll be like I'm not doing this to make this like my uh, long term career or something like that.
Hmm.
At least not right now.
Hmm.
And I don't see myself doing this as a long term career, at least in the next 4 or 5 years. I'm pretty aware of that.
Hmm.
Uh, but at the same time, I just want to make videos wherein this factor should not be present when somebody is watching the videos. I don't want somebody to watch a video and be able to say that he's just doing this because he has nothing else to do. Uh, I'm not doing it for that, and I think people should be able to not able to identify my notion, or like my chain of thought
Uh,
in terms of how I want to progress with YouTube. So there's one difference which we have,
mhm.
because like I've talked to talked with you, if I can speak, before, that I'm not able to, like, I'll give you an example. When I first posted the video finding Mexican Coke, uh, I I titled it "I found the new Mexican Coke."
Yeah.
That's how I titled it. And 6 hours, 8 hours down the line, when I couldn't sleep because I couldn't be so narcissistic, I changed the title to "Finding the New Mexican Coke." I removed the I. There's Because when I posted that with the Porsche video, I
Hmm.
want to buy a Porsche. It did work in that case, but ultimately I just felt like this is clickbait, and I'm like being very narcissistic by posting videos which are like I. But then I had like then I had a few conversations with some of my more wiser, extrovertish friends, and they said that nobody cares. So go and title your videos whatever you want to. Uh, Nobody cares if you're narcissistic or not, as long as it doesn't have to deal with them directly. So maybe I will, maybe I won't. But yeah, for the time being, I am that sort of a person who is like a little wary of small things like this which don't matter. Like, these are things which consume my mind,
Hmm.
and these are the things which make me not be so frequent on YouTube, because these are like inconsequential things which I have to deal with just because they're like my insecurities in a way. So that's why I don't really post so often. Also, I have like a work byproduct, like the kind of videos that I make.
Yeah.
Uh, yes, thank you, Shirish, for your acknowledgement. Thank you very much. uh, but that's also a byproduct. Like when you were talking about YouTube, like this is a paper. I don't know if you can see this, but this is a paper about the YouTube recommendation algorithm. Uh, I have a big issue with the YouTube recommendation algorithm, and I was just going through this paper, and I was trying to understand how this algorithm works, like at a machine learning level.
Mm,
And like once I understand it, I'll be making a video about how it really works and trying to explain it in like layman terms and how to improve it. Because right now, like I have found a big problem, which is that this architecture that they're using, it's not very scalable. So what I mean by scalable is that suppose this architecture was made when YouTube was most prevalent in America or
mm,
Europe, probably
mm,
the number of data points that you have in America and Europe are different as compared to when you come to say like India. The number of data points in India is very different. The number of data points in America are very different. Like just in terms of pure numbers, in terms of pure users, and just like that's why we have seen the growth of T series and Sony and all that stuff, because we have numbers like
mm,
by big chunks. We have numbers and very investing people as an audience. We tend to connect with people. Say that's why Technical Guruji is like the biggest tech channel in the world. It's not somebody which has it's not Chinese. China has banned YouTube, obviously, but it's not something which is from a country like Germany. It's not something which is from a country like France. Because what they do is that the problem with YouTube is that they don't have a scalable architecture. So what in that case you'll see a lot of small creators coming up from countries like UK, like United States,
mm,
like Germany, like France, because the smaller the data points, this model works better. The higher the data points, it doesn't work so well. It only pushes content which is already at a higher scale.
mm,
So it needs something which is called a scalable data architecture, which means that if you have higher data points, you need a scalable data which can process all of that data and not club them together and then uh, uh, use it for processing. And I know it went a little technical right now. I'm sorry, uh, but basically it means that small creators are not very very well recommended in India,
mm,
uh, as compared to if you're a small creator with 1,500 subscribers in the United States or in Europe or in UK. It's that's just because how the YouTube algorithm works. At least that's what I've understood right now. So also the fact when you talked about consistency and all of that stuff, uh, that's kind of a myth, to be honest. Uh, it doesn't has anything to do with the algorithm system. Nothing.
mm.
But yeah, we'll see. I'll try and make a video which is
Okay.
not as confusing as my rant over here, but hopefully, yeah, maybe in 6 months or something like that. I don't
Yeah,
know.
this will definitely take time. And I have just one suggestion. Like,
Yeah.
if you find out something in a way that this video you make ranks well in YouTube, it will really make your
Yeah,
case strong because,
yeah. I know, I know.
so yeah.
But it that is the thing that the problem is that if you are catering to an Indian audience, I don't. My audience is very different because uh, I had a screenshot wherein I have like a 21% audience from USA, 23% from Europe, and from India it's 35% or something like that.
Hmm.
So it's not as a like a staggering majority like 80% or something like that, which usually is the case, which I've seen with like the other creators that I've talked to.
Hmm.
I don't know uh, why it is like that. So no, it's not with the location. Location won't do anything. It's where your viewers come from. Uh, if your viewers are from United States, you get recommended differently. If viewers are from India, you get recommended differently. It's all about which ads are playing on your video or which monetization governing body is applicable for your video. Uh, so, for example, in wait, why did this become a monetization YouTube thingy? But okay, I'm sorry. Uh, in UK, they are very strict with copyright, so you'll see a lot more copyright infringement.
EU in general, I guess.
EU, yes, but UK is very strict,
Hmm.
extremely strict, and not anymore part of EU. So anyway, uh, but so it's very different for them. It's very different for US. It's very different for India. So it doesn't matter where your location is. If somebody is from United States and people in India watch their videos will get recommended differently. If somebody is in India and somebody from United States watch their videos, majority in majority, your video gets recommended differently. It's a bit of a faff, to be honest, when you're when you go deep into how YouTube like really recommends your videos, which is surprising to see, because this paper, which was published in 2010, this is now an 11-year-old paper, and YouTube is still using this. And I don't accept that. That's not acceptable. I'm sorry. They're using like a different version, a different variant of it, uh, because you might have known that there was a point when mm, PSY from Gangnam Style, he broke the YouTube counter.
Yeah,
Do you remember that?
yeah.
So they tweaked it like a fair bit during that time, and probably a little while later as well. But it's still not a scalable architecture. Like this, the architecture that they're using is just not scalable at its heart. So yeah, it's I have a big problem with the YouTube algorithm. I have a big problem with the YouTube algorithm, and it's something which obviously favors money minting, which is what companies are for. But I just hope that there was a greater balance between recommending people who were starting out and needed a little bit of a push, and also money minting. I hope that there's a much more of a community feel in that sense. So that's a video that I'll be making somewhere down the line. I'm not too sure when, but yeah, somewhere down the line.
But I guess for the beginning, as you said, at least for me, social media helped out a lot. Like Twitter, honestly, it was very
Hmm.
overwhelming. I
Yeah.
I actually was on Twitter for the longest time, and I used it on another account. And
It's amazing how everybody starts with Twitter like that.
no, but
Like they have an account for like complaining that hello, my this is not working. Please fix this.
yeah,
But nobody is using Twitter for Twitter. But
but
that's okay.
I wasn't even that. I used to like do random tweets, to be honest, and this was way back from college, I guess. So it's like a
Yeah,
4, 5 year account by this time.
yeah,
But
yeah,
I managed to have 11 followers for the maximum point of time. Okay.
yeah,
Whatever it is, this account completely changed. On the flip side,
yeah.
Instagram, I don't know why my channel Instagram account is just stagnant. It's like dead. I had two Instagram accounts and I could just see the growth happening with whatever I
Yeah.
posted. I don't know how, if I'm putting irrelevant stuff or what it is, but maybe I'm not using hashtags because in those I used to make sure I put relevant hashtags and, optimize the shit out of it. But I don't know what it is, but this, yeah. But anyway, Twitter helped a lot actually.
It's
I
very
got to know.
strange because I got to know you from Instagram. I got to know
Yeah,
you when because and I thought that you'd be one of those people who'd be able to scale it much better, because your first account, the Pixel Apparatus account, wherein you were doing like portrait photography, it just skyrocketed to, I don't know,
yeah.
1,000, 2,000 subscribers,
Uh, well,
followers.
yeah, 1500 I did reach. Now it's dead. Now it's stagnant. It's
Jeez.
falling down.
Yeah, I know, but it was staggering to see, because you were posting regularly, you were posting every other day or something like that, and you were posting
Yeah.
like two or three together, and it was like a you were maintaining the grid, like everything that Peter McKinnon says, like all of that algorithm thingy,
Mhm.
uh, and that's just something that's just, I
I
don't know,
just
maybe.
I just thought of
Yeah,
making it presentable, so I had that three
yeah,
series thing. And since it used to be
yeah.
one person and multiple pictures, I had the liberty of doing that.
Hmm.
That's it, I guess.
Yeah, I know, but that's the thing, like that's another difference that we have, because when you approach this from a very pure sentiment of like making it presentable,
Hmm.
or making it good looking for the audience or
Hmm.
something like that, and at the back of your mind it's working for the algorithm as well. Like it's contributing towards the algorithm as
I
well.
guess
But so it's a balance, but obviously how does it look on your grid probably trumps how does it look on the algorithm, maybe.
maybe.
For me maybe it's the exact opposite thing. That's the problem. Whenever I try and do something for the algorithm, I just hate that thing so much, because I just feel that I've compromised on my art, I've just compromised on my work, and
Hmm.
I'll never be able to forgive myself. Maybe it's just I don't know why I'm
You
wired
feel
that
like
way.
you're a slave to it in some form, and you don't
Exactly,
like that feeling.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. I don't like that. Ugh, it's not a good feeling. So that's why like I think it was Shirish who was telling me about some using some tag generator or something like that to use on my videos for like my YouTube videos. Some like random
Hmm.
tag generator IO or something like that. I don't know what it is. I still don't know what it is. I just I think D. Matt Diavela. He's probably going to talk about Matt Diavela, but okay. So he Shirish told me about some tags and all of that stuff. So I didn't use that for how many I've posted like 29, 30 videos. I didn't
Hmm.
use that for 26 videos.
Hmm.
I don't have any tags on 26 videos. For the last three videos, I've started posting that.
Hmm.
Does it make a difference? It doesn't. Maybe my audience is usually
Yeah,
just
that
very
is there because tags
yeah
actually changed my channel,
yeah
I feel.
rapid tags. Yes, thank you, Shirish.
Yeah, I actually feel that tags made a difference to me, my
Yeah.
channel. But yeah,
Yes.
mine is a more, what do I say? Okay, like, don't take it the wrong way, but how
Mhm.
many people are searching about what message to send
Nobody.
out to space
Nobody.
compared to what they're going to buy next for themselves?
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing that nobody is going to do that. Everybody is going to search for an iPhone 12 mini or something like that when it comes out.
Mhm.
Because even though somebody is not going to buy it, but somebody is going to look for it. People are curious about this shit. So I think in that case, I do have like the disadvantage of some sort. Like my discoverability is not very good,
Mhm.
and I don't have the intuitiveness that I can't do it. Yeah, that's the exact thing. I also watch Matt Diavela, yes, and I like him,
Okay.
and that's one thing that stuck with me as well. Is that be so good that you don't have to care about the algorithm, but you that's a that's fair when you say it from a position of strength. Like like when I say that money doesn't matter to me, that's because I have the money that it doesn't matter to me. Uh, it's a it's a
It's like
two-edged
gear doesn't
sword
matter.
in my case.
We had that discussion. By
Yeah,
the way, I'm looking
gear.
for a A7 III. I think I should go for it. The hassle of focusing is just getting to me now.
You should if you're willing to wait for 1 year, uh,
Mhm.
I'll probably be selling this. Uh, but if you're not, then yeah, maybe even look for A7C. People are selling A7C left and
But
right now. So
A7C is almost the same price as A7 III.
yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah,
It's
but
the
then
same
why
thing.
do I go for that range viewfinder? What is it called? I forgot.
No, 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 no. It's just because that more people are selling it. You may
And
be
in
able to get
India,
the same camera quality.
but in
Oh,
India,
I'm not.
it's
Yeah,
crazily
yeah,
priced.
yeah. I know. It's always. Oh, good God! I keep forgetting this. I don't know why, but
Yeah, but
it's
then
very
if you're
strange.
selling, then I'm probably gonna wait. Like I got an offer from you know a YouTube guy only. Actually, yeah, Costa tagged him and he reached out to me, but he had a set. He was adamant on selling that. He had a, I think, Canon lens and a adapter for it, MC11. So
Hmm.
I'm not really looking for exactly that. And he was like, I'm gonna sell it as a set only. So I was like, can't work.
Yeah, yeah. Because I am like I'm not going to be selling any lenses because I'll be buying another Sony camera most likely.
Hmm.
That is that is if like I still continue doing YouTube after 1 year. Like I've given myself 2 years that if I don't have like a audience which is willing to watch me, uh, no matter what shit I produce, no matter if I produce Coca-Cola or Alien Mathematics,
Hmm.
if I have an audience in 2 years, I'll probably continue YouTube. Otherwise, I'll stop for the while.
But
So
what's your end game with YouTube? Like,
right now, it's just making videos which just occupy my head about ideas that occupy my head
hmm
for the longest of times,
hmm
and I want to able to practice visualization with it. That how it's visualized in my head, I
Hmm.
want to be able to make it
Okay.
visualizable for other people as well. That's what my main objective is, because I don't have an end goal with YouTube, but I am pretty sure that my if I have to ever leave my field of work, it will probably more likely be for filmmaking,
Hmm.
like mainstream filmmaking, rather than making videos like this on YouTube. Like, given a chance, given a choice, I'd probably leave it for filmmaking rather than for YouTube.
Would you still do filmmaking and have YouTube as a sidekick for yourself for whatever you said right now?
Yeah, yes, if I could, I would, for
Mhm.
sure. Like, in fact, like, I want to be able to be in a position wherein I can post short films on YouTube.
Oh,
But short films are just not well received. It's just not.
I think
It's a
it
very
did well for
strange.
you, man, if I
No, no,
remember.
not in terms of numbers. Not in terms of numbers.
Hmm.
Just in terms of when you when I talk, it's usually not in terms of numbers. It's in terms of how I get like sort of the audience reaction.
Hmm.
Because when you're making a short film, uh, and if somebody comments on your production quality, it's a little irrelevant for me. No offense to anybody, but it's a little irrelevant for me because I've been doing this for like 4 or 5 years now,
Yeah.
and I'm at that point that I can understand what good production quality is and what it isn't. And if I'm making a short film wherein I'm investing 4.5, 5 months, 6 months, I know that I'll try and make it good in terms of production quality. So if somebody says nice production quality, I don't know what to do with that YouTube comment. I don't understand. I
Hmm.
still don't understand when somebody comments just nice. What is nice? Yeah, I don't know what is nice. What did you exactly like? So I think that's something that I lack in terms of the YouTube thingy or like the online platform thingy.
So you can't
Uh,
connect with,
I can't connect. Yeah.
and you're not getting a response to the message you wanted to convey.
Yeah, because I have been spoiled by like uh, I've been to a few film festivals wherein I have premiered my short films. I've premiered like 3 short films in different film festivals. Like, I think 10, 11 film festivals together. Once you go there in a film festival, it's a different experience. Uh,
Hmm.
Even when it is like 50 people, 55 people, 100 people in a theater, when you see them face to face, it's different as compared to seeing 100 views on a YouTube video.
Yeah.
And uh, I was telling this to I don't remember who, but w- imagine just having 1,000 views on YouTube video, and imagine 1,000 people in an audience. If you can try and understand how much of an impact have you had uh, just by experiencing or visualizing how much 1,000 people look like what an audience 1,000 people looks like in a say a live premiere or something like that, you will be more than overwhelmed. I'm pretty sure because the
Hmm.
biggest audience that I presented to was 300 something, and when the film ended and when like the very courteous audience, so they clap at the end of the film, all of that stuff. So it's a different experience altogether.
Hmm.
Nobody might say nice, nobody might say good production quality, but nobody needs to. You just feel it right there that people have liked it. You
So
could see the
it's like a
expressions.
league thing because like everybody's okay. The most relevant thing I can think about is me
Yeah,
talking about tech to my parents
yeah,
who aren't really
yes,
very much
yes,
interested in it, but versus talking to
yeah,
someone who actually is enthusiastic, hopefully at the level I am, but has
yes,
different opinions, different perspectives, and we share that.
yes.
Hmm.
I know. It's very different because it's more fulfilling to even be able to present it to two people and have an impact on those two people right in front of you,
Yeah.
as compared to having 2,000 views and
Mhm.
getting nice as comments. And I don't know why I'm just like ragging behind nice. For people who comment nice, please uh, don't.
Don't.
Thank you.
If you scale, you'll have more comments like first.
I like first because that's what I usually do. Sometimes, but it's more in a ironical sense than it is like, oh, I'm first, look at me. No, not that way. But it's, yeah, yeah. So I think that's
Mhm.
one thing that I probably will never be able to get from YouTube because it's just the format. YouTube is just very, it's like a black box right in front of you, uh, your video work and the audience. There's a black box in between your video work and the audience. So you never really know what how they feel like. So yeah,
Got it. So in YouTube, if you have to understand that has the audience really appreciated what you try to put forward,
yeah,
or at least try
yeah,
to understand it because they might not appreciate it always. That's not always a given, but
yeah,
yeah, try to understand what you put forward.
yes,
How would you gauge
yes,
it? Like,
yes. I know it when people start asking me questions
uh, hmm,
about my topic. Like when I made the why am I okay? Any video for that example, like the Billie Eilish video. So there were questions about can you share your playlist? There were questions about can you share the playlist that the AI recommended.
okay.
That for me is much more rewarding than somebody just saying nice. I don't know why I'm doing this again and again. I'm sorry, Shreya. I Is there anybody watching still? I'm not sure, but okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
we have 6 viewers.
oh, that's congratulations to all of you. Thank you very much for watching. Um, if you have any requests, we'll do some performances as well at the end of this. But yeah, no, not really. Sorry. Just don't comment nice in the chat. That's
Mhm,
fine. So yeah, I think when people start questioning,
mhm.
like they have an actual curiosity towards it, I think that's when I feel that my video has made the right sort of impact. To be honest,
Cost
that's
of
it.
just.
Did he just do that? I okay, okay. Thank you, Costa.
Yeah, speak of that, actually, like Kaustub's last video was something really interesting to me. Although
Ooh,
I don't, I'm
ooh.
like far away from coding or, app dev or something. Actually, one of my
Yeah.
closest friends you have seen on the other stream, Arvind also,
Mm-hmm.
he's a full-time developer, right? So I don't understand the nitty-gritties of it, but I understand what structures are there in it
Mm-hmm.
basically because मैंने किया है, but I just did it in
Engineering.
like हाँ engineering में किया है. I was good at it also, but subject पढ़ा नहीं.
और
हाँ
भाई पीएसयूसी में पेंसिल से कोड लिखते थे, पेन से, पेपर में। मतलब सामने कंप्यूटर है बट लिख रहे हैं पेपर में कोड। मैंने मैंने केडी से वही पूछा था कि इज इट स्टिल अ थिंग कि आप अभी भी पेन पेपर
अभी
से
तो
लिखते हो क्या
he's
कोड?
compared to work from like study from home or whatever, so I don't think
या
that's a thing. But
नहीं,
yeah,
बट यार, यार लेकिन वो वीडियो, मतलब आई डोंट नो इफ आई कैन स्वेयर, आई वोंट, बट
नहीं
आई
नहीं
वुड स्वेयर if I was allowed to be
नहीं नहीं
honest, क्योंकि
चलेगा.
that video was so good. That video was so good.
Yeah.
Uh, and uh, when he first told me about it, like when I first got to know about it from Twitter, I like I usually don't contact people. Like I'm very yeah, 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 yeah. Well done. So, but I usually don't approach people when I'm anywhere in life, yeah, for anywhere. And I had to approach him, like an
Mhm.
introvert, like an extreme introvert, had to go out and approach him. There was a little bit of a. I knew that he was from Delhi, so I probably would be
Mhm.
at much more ease because uh, when I'm usually not talking to people with from Delhi, I'm usually a little bit skeptical that, क्योंकि मैं हर दूसरी लाइन में अगर गाली देता हूँ
हाँ,
तो वो
कैसे
बंदा
रिसेप्शन होगा.
हाँ, 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 एंड दिल्ली वाले लोगों को आदत होती है फॉर दैट सेंस, जैसे कि तो आई वाज वहाँ पे थोड़ा कंफर्ट था कि हाँ ठीक है,
हाँ.
अपने दिल्ली सही है बहन, बट ठीक है। तो 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 आई थिंक इट वाज easier for me, but that video, I just felt like huh, that's just that it's that's the kind of video that I want people to make in terms of
Mhm.
tech, because uh, without any like calling out any names या फिर like या फिर targeting anybody here. Tech videos are getting stale, and I'm seeing creators leaving tech videos just because they're getting stale. The whole community in general.
Hmm.
Their
So
lives OP.
I,
I
I get that point, but again, I'm again torn apart at this point myself.
know,
Ki,
I know, I
what
know.
do I do right now? Do I scale so that that thing is more relevant?
Yeah,
Because yesterday
yeah.
actually I called up Arvind, okay, and this was
Mm,
like around 11 p.m. Like he was free around that time, and I was like, dude, I found this thing where I can use like I'm a huge Google Assistant user. Like I use it every time possible. Okay.
yes.
And I was like, you can get this on your PC. GitHub ka ek, you have one project thing. We can just get it done.
Mm,
I lack a bit
mm,
of confidence. You do it
mm,
on a daily
mm,
basis, so
mm.
help me out. He was like, fine. Then I found this caveat key. It actually, if I use that API constantly, it could lead to breaching of Google policies, and my account could get something terminated or something. And I was doing it on my primary Google account because that's where all
Mm.
my Google Assistant data is and is the most relevant. And I would really love it on my PC because then if I'm on my PC, I don't literally have to touch my phone because
Yeah,
I don't want to. And
yeah,
everything else I can. Another thing I was thinking for what Chindi tha, that is putting that Android emulator and using the Google Home app
yeah,
over there.
yeah, yeah.
But I found that this is good and I felt like this way I really want to make a video. Although it's very simple maybe, but
Mm.
why
No, it's
I
not
thought
simple.
so? No, no, simple hai. Even for me, it was simple. But why I'm saying so is because more people probably will come across this on YouTube than probably that
Yeah.
article.
Yes,
That's how I thought.
yes.
And
I think. Yeah.
हाँ, तो
Go ahead. Go ahead.
a lot of people ask me कि अरे your channel has changed so much over. तो तूने स्क्रीनशॉट भेजा था कि this is your first video
भाई
या first
दिखने
video
में
video.
तो बाप रे.
हाँ,
अरे बाप रे.
but
हे भगवान.
I was, see, I am fortunate enough to be able to invest that much to
Yeah.
make this happen. Okay, I'm
Yes.
fortunate that way. A lot of people who are aspiring to do so cannot at this point, and I'm
Cannot.
really
Yes.
sympathize, but that's the thing. And I was like, yeah, the YouTube is a visual platform, and visuals do matter even if I don't care about
Yeah.
it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm trying to change. Yesterday, I approached you with a problem, and I
Yes.
really specifically want to get that done in my video because it will
Yes.
make it more relevant
Yes.
and I will talk accordingly. If I can't get that
Yes.
animation done, I have to skip a lot of points which I don't want to in that video.
Yes. Yes. But yeah, I understand what you're trying to say. And also what KD is trying to say, that mainstream tech videos aren't creatively fulfilling at all.
Uh-huh.
But the gold rush, the dopamine hit when a video goes hit, the greed puts you in a vicious cycle. And I understand that. I because KD is like, you're in the third year, fourth year of engineering, right? So he's like maybe 20, 21, 22, something like that. At max, maybe 23 or something like that. So it's a very different age from what I am right now. Because I I
He's
I
19.
sorry,
He's
he's
19.
19.
भाई थोड़ा
Oh my god. No,
एजिंग जल्दी हो रहा है
I'm
दाढ़ी
yeah, I'm 27. I'm
दाढ़ी उड़ा दे
27. Sorry, I'm 27. And the thing is that I don't have enough fucks to give for the dopamine hit from a YouTube hit video. At least at least that's what I think so, because like my I only have one video which has worked relatively well for me, which is the Porsche video, and that's the least creatively fulfilling video that I've ever done. That's the video that I don't let people watch when they say, "Acha, तेरा YouTube channel है, दिखाना कौन सा video?" उस type से. So at that point of time, I usually show them something
That's
else. I
the
don't show
video
them.
which most probably will go private first.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. That's not something that I'm. I mean, it's something that I'll just keep because I want to make like a part two of the video in 20 years. But it's not something that I'm. It doesn't do anything for
Hmm.
me, mentally, emotionally, or something like that. But I understand at this stage, at 19, which Gary even looks like 19, I'm pretty sure. So at that age, I think it's a fair point. It's a very
Hmm.
fair point. You and you have to be experimental at that age. You can't just be looking for inner peace or like all of that bullshit which 27-year people say. You do what you want to do. When I was 19, I can't even talk about it on the stream what I was doing, but yeah, it's a very different thing.
Yeah.
It's a very different thing. I think it's something which goes away with age, probably. Not so much right now. So, yeah, that is that. I'm sorry I went on a rant and yeah, all this.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, like, I have such a long list of videos I want to make, but didn't. I feel
Yeah.
sometimes a bit stupid and angry. But then again, I have another challenge, and you also do, which is time. So that day I was talking
Hmm.
to Shrish, and he was suggesting that, bhai, add some sound effects and stuff like that when you put your video. And I told him that, dude, I try or I have thought about it. But the thing is that
सॉरी
if
मैं भी केडी का कमेंट देखा सॉरी यार मेरे को डिस्ट्रैक्ट कर रहा हूँ
Bhai, Starbucks as 19 is too much, okay? Let me tell you, I started Starbucks 1 year ago and I still feel I'm overspending and it's addictive. The good point is,
बेटा बाहर आओ बेटा तुम
and,
लोग कॉफी पी रहे हो ना ठीक है आओ बाहर आओ
and the
देखते
thing is that, fortunately, he's 19 and earning. When I was 19,
हैं
I wasn't
हाँ
earning at all.
हाँ हाँ पागल है पागल है
जॉब लगने तक कुछ अर्न नहीं किया.
जब मैं 19 का था मेरा अर्निंग था कि मम्मी ने 100 रुपए दिया 80 रुपए खर्च में 20 रुपए बच गए मैं रख रहा हूँ
हाँ.
वो है मेरा अर्निंग 19 की एज में ठीक है और वो 20 रुपए के अब छह एक प्लेट मोमोज खा रहे हैं उस टाइम पे बस दैट वाज अर्निंग बैक इन द डे फॉर अस व्हिच वाज लिटरली स्टीलिंग टू एन एक्सटेंट बट हाँ आई गेट दिस पॉइंट कि
ओरियो शेक.
ऐसे
Oh
ही बोल
my
रहा हूँ
God.
कॉलेज की ओर से ओ यार क्यों याद दिला दिया केडी
अपना.
सब लोग कॉलेज में नहीं है अभी
हाँ
तेरे
वही.
को पता है ना
तो इंडिया आया
हम
तो एक
लोग
बार फनी बार ट्रिप मारेंगे सब.
हाँ चलते हैं फक भाई वो कैंटीन का वो अरे भाई एक तो वो लाइम
हाँ, 10 रुपए
और
में.
वो ओरियो शेक 10 रुपए का लाइम और वो 30 रुपए का ओरियो शेक वो दो ऐसी चीजें कहीं
वो
नहीं
भी
मिली
नहीं,
मुझे
और
उसके बाद
नहीं, 30 नहीं, बाद में 35 हुआ था और फिर 5 रुपए का पर्क मिलता था. तो यू यूज्ड टू फील लाइक ज्यादा मिल रहा
ओके
है.
हाँ हाँ थोड़ा डाइग्रेस कर रहे हैं सॉरी यार एक चीज वन थिंग दैट आई वांटेड टू टॉक
हम्म.
अबाउट इज having like-minded people in your creator support community
हम्म.
I would say कि people are doing similar things like जैसे कि तूने मुझे इंट्रोड्यूस कराया टू अ कम्युनिटी ऑफ टेक
हम्म.
पीपल टेक क्रिएटर्स एज सच एंड आई थिंक मैं बहुत थैंकफुल हूँ उस चीज़ के लिए क्योंकि आई गेट लाइक वेरी वैल्यूएबल input at times from these people and I appreciate feedback from people who know what it takes to make a video obviously because they understand what goes behind the process uh, so in any way I appreciate that but uh, this is पता नहीं कितना narcissistic लगेगा सुनने में but I still want to look like find a group of community like a community of sorts wherein people who are making videos in my manner wherein it's it's very absurd it's very strange it's not somebody that somebody will be looking for or like working for the algorithm because nobody is going to care for it unless they're looking for it something like that so I want to make the importance of having like-minded people is very different like I'm pretty sure that if you know like you can bounce ideas off them you can try and explore more techniques like we were just talking about the zoom thing that you were
हम्म.
doing the image thing and it always helps when you have somebody who has either done it before or has an experience with it or is just at the same level as you then because then you have like this creative chain of thought uh, uh, together both of you that is one thing that I would say that I miss because I'm having a hard time reaching out to people in terms of content creation. That's one thing that I usually miss. Like I reached out to KD only recently before his like IMAX video. Shirish reached out to me. I didn't reach out to him.
हम्म.
You reached out to me. I didn't reach
Yeah.
out to you. Something like that. So it's something which is. a little bit of a personality barrier for me, and it's something that if a young creator is watching this, somebody who is 19 or younger than that, uh, if a young creator is watching this, I think probably they can. One thing that they should primarily work on or focus on is belonging in a group, is belonging in a community, because that support, that ideation and all that stuff, that's going to help a lot.
Mm.
So green tint, ठीक है भाई, green tint.
Bro, KD,
One plus,
bro,
one
KD,
plus, yeah.
KD को बोलना चाहता हूँ कि when I get the 9 Pro, I'll make that video. I don't know if you can make it because तूने तो 12 पे खर्चा कर दिया
Ooh.
है.
Ooh.
Then we'll see.
But yeah, yeah. So I hope that this is like one thing which
And
my
not just that, I will compare it with the 8 Pro as well. I will have both at the same time.
yeah, it's always uh, yeah, that's one thing that I genuinely miss, because that's something that I which is which is stuck with me because of my filmmaking background. I
Mm.
get feedbacks like in person. I get feedbacks from clients. I get feedbacks from premiering my films and all of that stuff. So it's something which hits me really hard in the face. And with YouTube, it's a little different. Yeah, financially independent millennials.
Mm.
Uh, it's very strange, yeah. कि we as
यार
millennials,
मुझे
बोलिए.
लगता है ये लोग मिलेनियल है ये लोग हमें भी मिलेनियल बोलते हैं मे बी वी आर बट
Yeah.
ऐसा पूरा नहीं लगता है कि
नहीं नहीं,
यू नो
I तो know that I'm a millennial, मुझे पता है क्योंकि I have been told that by a bunch of Zoomers, yeah, Gen Z people, कि I'm very millennial, and the thing is that I'm too millennial to care about it, so doesn't really matter much to me in that sense. But yeah, uh, so yeah, is I think that's something that is different for you, yeah, that you have that community, that you have that support in that sense.
Mhm. मेरे लिए so the thing is that how do I put it I'm actually trying what you mentioned is right I have people who will listen to me maybe on Twitter. But one thing I'm struggling is what I want to do now is,
Yeah,
YouTube metrics may you have that age thing
yeah.
that pops up, what age of people are watching. Uh, क्या गंदा sentence था. Anyway, you get the point. So I want to actually increase that. I see everybody
Okay.
is like 18 or below. I get it,
Oh,
fine. I mean,
okay.
ठीक है. Like majority, if I'm correct, that's the case. And I don't want that. I want it to be for a bit more of a mature audience. And I believe if my videos are not doing well somewhere, I think that would have not happened if the audience was a bit more mature. But there is another challenge there, which I face myself.
Yeah.
I don't have enough time. So why would a
Yes.
more mature audience give me time? 18-year-olds have time.
Yes.
I
Yes.
don't.
That's true. That is true. Uh,
So
it's it's
that's another
it's it's
challenge.
it's very different for me because my audience is uh, 24 and more.
Hmm.
But then my audience is very smaller, so much smaller than you, uh, 6 times smaller than you. So I don't think it scales the same way. Maybe probably if I
Yeah.
have bigger audience, probably it'll reduce. It'll come down to 18 to 24, or maybe even less than that.
Hmm.
So it's something which is I just have the advantage of being small as a creator. That the
Yeah.
metrics are very inclined towards me in that sense. But just yeah. So
But like, see, you do make videos for yourself more
yes,
primarily.
yes,
So that's also an advantage. But
yes,
if someday you decide that, I want to make a video for my audience, then you
yeah.
know exactly this is my audience,
Yeah, yeah,
which will probably align more with what you want to
yes,
make as well, which I
yes,
am struggling with right now because
yes.
I have so many things like they're like nerdy niche stuff. Like KD had the, you know, really, I mean, I commend him for attempting all that.
Yeah.
And in a lot of ways, I don't have the complete technical know-how.
Mm.
And I feel I should not put it out because I don't have the technical know-how. I don't know whether I'm right or wrong about this or if there is some middle ground around it. Because मेरे को
Yeah.
लगता है कि if I'm not 100% sure or clear about this, who the hell am I to tell anybody else about it?
Yes. I understand that. I relate to that because uh, I usually don't think that I am like what happens with me. My bottleneck is not the technical skill set. My
Hmm.
bottleneck usually is my presence in front of a camera. Like
Hmm.
I just personally feel that I'm not very good in front of a camera, and that's it. Uh, I'm not too sure if how correct or how incorrect that is, but that's just something which I deal with in my head. Uh, so my problem is different, but we have the same uh, result because of it. That we are not able to create what we want to create because of some different personalities. You have a problem with due to the technical side. I have a problem due to my internal insecurity and all of that side. So
Hmm.
it's just that it's just so nice to see that even though we're making so different videos, even though we're using the same platform, and having such different frequency of video making, such different styles of video making, we're still struggling with the same thing.
Yeah.
How do I make it what I want to make it? And
Hmm.
that's the gist of it. It's very weird to see that at the core we're all the same person, struggling with the same things. Yeah.
Okay, how
But,
about this
oh.
then? Yeah, actually, I also agree with Arvind actually because I actually look back a few of my videos. My
Hmm.
last video, I came back from a break and made it, and I felt I
Hmm.
was talking like I was very robotic
Hmm.
compared to a few videos where I was in the flow.
Yeah.
Again, when I go back in initial days, I was very robotic.
Yeah.
So in that way, I feel like you're way more comfortable, even though you might not feel so. It looks
I
like it.
obviously not, but
Uh,
I think it's one of the things that happens with exposure. Since I've worked with like professional actors, I've worked with
mhm.
professional presenters. You see them, and then you see yourself, and then add to that all the insecurities that you have. You always there's just no way that you're getting around it. You're always going to be the inferior person or the inferior personality in front of a camera, and that's it. At least, but it's something that I want to work on. But again, I don't have time for it. Like my videos already take like a video take months and weeks for making. I don't have time to work on myself to be able to present like in a much more better way. This is just how I can do, as far as
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
I wish actually for me right now, I see a
Yeah.
lot of big creators having a team, and I so wish I had that right now because
Yeah.
what I lack is time. It's
Hmm.
not ideas. Okay,
Yeah.
and I see a lot of creators who are young at least.
Yeah.
However, they present it, they lack either ideas or they think they do not have enough resources or things to talk about.
Yeah.
Okay, a lot of people are blocked off by that perception. I also have limited things, but I have more things to talk about those limited things.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's where I struggle. If I had like an editor and I could just tell that, okay, this part may this, and do it likewise, I would make way more videos and probably relevant videos, probably more videos that I want to make because I would have that time to do so. And you know, another thing I told you about the list I have, which I keep pushing. भाई हायर करने के लिए उतने पैसे नहीं है
कहाँ से पागल हो गया क्या?
हाँ
अभी अभी तो
पर
हाँ.
that's the thing और and I don't want to make
ये
anyone
इनको
do
देखो
it for
जरा.
free हाँ
ये आ गए.
हाँ
ये यूट्यूब है, लिंक्डइन नहीं. एक्सक्यूज मी, मिस्टर शरीश. What is this behavior, Mr. Sharish? What is this behavior?
तो
नहीं, yeah, that is true. हाँ.
and
I,
another thing is that I know in this space, at least in my space where I want to concentrate in the tech space, I know the significance of putting things out on time.
yeah, yeah, I know, I know,
And
I
I
know.
have certain advantages around it. I sit for sales. I get
True,
it done.
true.
I
Fair
get
point.
to
Fair point.
early access sales. I have certain things.
Yeah.
ठीक है ये सब
Hey, dude,
मेरा sorted है.
remember when I think the first time that I reached out to you on Instagram was when you went to the OnePlus 7 event
Seven event.
with
हाँ seven event.
with Tikle,
हाँ
with
हाँ
Tikle,
correct
and
correct.
you had that pop-up camera,
हाँ हाँ.
and you posted a story, and I was like, oh my god, tech influencer. I was like, yeah, okay,
So I
okay,
was actually in Bangalore. ठीक है. I
yeah,
just bought the OnePlus 60.
yeah,
After buying the OnePlus 6, I got the OnePlus 60. 6 dad took,
yeah,
fortunately. So
yeah,
fine. And then I was like, shit, क्यों लिया? 7 Pro इतना मस्त है, पक्का लेता मैं ये तो 90 hertz and all. And then I
yeah,
was like, okay, just stay calm, wait for the next one. And that's why I was like adamant, 8 Pro तो लेना ही है.
yeah.
And it happened in
But
Bangalore actually. Fortunately, Tikle
yes,
had the car back then, and it was like way out of the city. But we both got those invites in time
yeah,
exactly, and then we went all the way. I think I
yeah.
took a leave that day. हाँ, मैं leave लिया था. Tikle
बनता है
came
भाई,
after office.
बनता है भाई.
हाँ. So that was a adventure by itself. वो मजा आया था. Like I
Hmm.
felt good and yeah, तभी से मेरे को interest तो था. That was my first probably only launch event. हाँ, only launch event I've been to. वो भी खुद पैसे दे के गया था.
And that was before you had the YouTube channel,
हाँ हाँ, way before.
है ना? Way before
हाँ.
that. And you didn't have the portrait photography page as well उस time पे तो, I think.
नहीं
I
तभी
think
नहीं
उसके
था.
बाद ही शुरू किया था.
उसके बाद ही हुआ
उसके
था.
बाद ही शुरू किया था जस्ट मुझे याद है.
हाँ.
हाँ.
So that event was around what? April या May, I guess. And फिर August September से I started.
I mean, coming back to making a team. My problem is that I want somebody to replace me in front of the camera. I don't. I want to do the back end work. Like I want to do
Mhm.
the editing work. Like I was talking
Let's
with Shirish,
exchange
like
now.
how. आजा भाई आजा, मेरे को
ठीक
कोई
है.
दिक्कत नहीं
तेरा ए रोल मैं करता हूँ. ठीक है. तू मेरा ए रोल भी मैं ही करता हूँ. तू एडिटिंग कर दे दोनों के.
हाँ हाँ, शाबाश क्या. बिल्कुल भी एक्सप्लॉइटिव डील नहीं है ये. एकदम सही डील है. बट हाँ, जैसे कि my brother also does YouTube, so I was talking to him that he's better in terms of camera presence मेरे से, at
हम्म,
least मुझे लगता है. So
हम्म,
I asked him that would you be willing to do this? But that's the one thing that I when I was discussing with him, that people have to care about it
हम्म,
at least in the same way that you care about it, like the topic, that the idea that you have. Because I
that's
think,
there.
yeah, so if I'm not able to express my sort of excitement or the fizz that I have inside when I'm talking about something,
हम्म,
if that doesn't come across on a camera, I think it doesn't matter who there is in front of the camera, as long as if that's the missing thing. Because I make videos about very weird stuff, like people don't talk about that stuff on a daily basis. So,
yeah.
and I just have a weird mind, and I just think about weird things.
तो
That's a bad setting,
मतलब
but
for
okay.
you things like I think you can like easily put out क्या है वो YouTube sponsor कर मतलब ऐसी sponsorships all over the place for Skillshare and all that they have like these weird courses like how to
Yeah,
and what is the universe
yeah,
and things like that
yeah.
you can make a course like that.
Yeah, I wanted to make a course on like how to like make YouTube videos,
Mhm,
but in a way that it's not. It's in a way that every video has a different identity as compared to the other one.
mhm,
Like I wanted to like it has the same narrative style, but it looks different. You can identify that it's belonging to that, because that's what I'm trying to achieve with my videos as well. Like if you watch my videos, almost every video has like a different style to it.
yeah.
Whether it is through animations, whether it is through sound design, or whatever it is,
Mhm,
I try to make it different. I want people to experience different emotions every time they watch a different video of mine. So that's one thing that I'm
Mhm.
trying to do, because, and I'm doing all of this just because I want to make films. It's as simple as that. I want to have that skill set with me, that I can command emotions, that I can command emotions through edit, that I can command emotions through sound, that I can command emotions through just the narrative structure of the video itself. So it's eventually all of this transferring my visualization from my head onto YouTube is something that I'm trying to do for my filmmaking, and that's it, because I might have like 20 odd video ideas for YouTube, which will eventually easily pan out for the next 1.5 2 years. So I'm almost set for the next 1.5 years or something like that, 20
Yeah,
videos.
definitely. Same here.
uh, but I have been thinking about film scripts, and I have been writing film scripts since 2014. So
Mhm.
I have like a whole diary just with characters and interesting characters and just interesting scripts and all of that. So that's eventually that I want to do. And I hope that through YouTube, through this community, that I'm able to meet people who are into filmmaking, and I'm able to like collaborate with them and be able to make films. Hopefully, something like that.
This
So
this thing which you told me right now, um, I think day before or something you said things about getting monotonous and
yeah,
things
yeah, we were
being
talking about that.
repetitive.
Yeah,
And you were like, this is why I don't want to make videos, or I feel like I shouldn't make it.
yeah,
And that's what I'm thinking now. As you said, that you intentionally want to convey different things in different
yes,
ways
yes,
by yourself.
yes,
And that's exactly what most established creators or aiming to be established creators don't do
yeah,
at all on YouTube, because
yes,
I was talking about how certain things tie into the identity, and
yeah, yeah, yeah,
you know that
exactly.
your brain goes there when you hear or see something.
Yes. Yeah, like let's check that out.
Ha,
Yeah.
hopefully.
So I mean, the thing is that I just repel चलिए शुरू करते हैं so much that I just mentally trained myself to just I don't want that. I'm sorry. so I so so the next thing that I watch the most is your videos for unboxing. So
Okay.
it's check that out for that case. So it's a semi-natural process, I would say.
Hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, that's true. I don't think people are doing that very often, and I think people will soon realize that it is them who is the USP for the YouTube channels. That's at least what I think. That people should other people watch them for them rather than anything else. Uh, what are
Hmm.
your views on posting content as real shorts? There's a lot of tech content floating around in these forms. यार मैं तो
IGTV
फन
तू बनाता था पहले. I
हाँ
remember.
हाँ
If
हाँ
not
हाँ हाँ
IGTV, तू used to put it on as stories.
Huh, I know. And I used to. So the thing is that I have like a background in advertising,
Hmm.
and I make I used to make what do I say,
Short
promotional
films on.
videos. Yeah, promotional
Acha,
videos rather.
हाँ हाँ.
For articles for companies for anything of that sort, and I used to make them so that they could post it on Instagram, so that they could post it on YouTube and all of that stuff. So it used to be specifically like 30-second 45-second videos for promoting something. So that's something that I did. That's something that I had sort of a head start on. So when I
Hmm.
started making my podcasts, I wasn't very good at presenting myself in front of the camera, but I was much better at editing promos out of it. So
Yeah,
that's what I did.
exactly. So that's what I think, actually, Arvind. I also faced it actually.
Yeah.
Reels, the reach of Reels was insane at one point, at least for me.
Yeah.
Like, the reach is literally insane. Even YouTube themselves are pushing shorts.
Yeah.
So maybe you can put out your promos in that format, because they're originally the time frame matches it.
Yeah. Uh, the thing is that I what happened with that was that people were commenting on भाई क्या promo बनाया, and nobody was watching the podcast. I don't blame them. It's a 40-minute podcast, a 25-minute podcast. I don't blame them for not caring enough. But
Mm.
at the same time, I know that this was getting counterintuitive. They were not watching my videos because of the promo. They were just watching my promo, and that's it. And I used to
Mm.
get a lot of responses compared to when I say when I post a regular story or something like that, which I don't do because I don't use Instagram as much. But I used to get a lot of interaction, a lot of responses from people, which I still haven't replied to because they were just like thumbs up and
Nice.
heart emoji and then
Nice.
nice and I'm socially very awkward to be able to reply to those. So
So, okay. Mm.
it's a good medium for somebody who is making shorter content. It's a good medium for somebody like you. Like if you have an unboxing, you can probably do a much better job by posting a reel or a short for it. Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
what I
also
was
for like
suggesting,
comedy people. Yeah, sorry.
yeah,
Yeah.
I was suggesting is because you were saying things like the reach is a constraint because
Yes.
whatever it reaches, a very small portion of that will actually come down to it.
Yes,
But
cross
if,
platform thing is
huh,
very difficult.
but if Reels has the reach,
Yes.
there is a higher probability of finding people who will actually appreciate your content. So
Yes.
why not think of it that way?
No, the thing is, when I tried that, I had a very small audience, so it did not
Uh,
translate from here to here. As simple as that. I think when creators like Ritvik, when he made the rich URL tool, which is
hmm,
incredible because it automatically takes you to the app rather than opening a browser in the Instagram app itself.
hmm.
That's something that a lot of people complained about. That I can't subscribe because I'm opening it in the Instagram browser. How am I supposed to subscribe from there? So I think somebody like me would have been very thankful for Ritvik's creation, the rich URL thingy.
Actually, I
Uh,
should put it out here.
yeah, because it was
Uh,
something which is very useful for the creators, especially when
uh,
they're trying to bring people into different across a different platform. And yeah, it's,
hmm. Actually, that was a very interesting thing. I
yeah.
actually talked to Ritik. Oh my God. I just opened Twitter and the first thing I see is KD's chats from this particular live stream. He posted himself about Starbucks and momos.
Oh, brilliant. He should have posted our responses as well, but I think he wouldn't have.
Hmm.
Knowing that he is from
Smart.
Delhi, he probably wouldn't have. I know. We are very biased people. I'm sorry.
Can't find it. Ah, got it.
Yeah. I think everybody, if you're a creator, you should use the rich URL thingy because
Yeah.
it's just brilliant.
I think I'll make a Ritwik, I think the only thing he didn't do right is because he has a good reach, okay? Like,
Yeah,
and he has this, I don't know if you ever watched his videos or not, but he has this
I
very
have.
unique way of making some videos, and he
Yeah.
shared with me some key points about how he goes about it.
Yes.
And I found it very fascinating, and I was like, shit, इतना दिमाग साला अभी भी नहीं है मेरे पास. Uh, but anyway, he had a very unique way of approaching it, and he got results out of it. So he should have
Yes.
made a video about it. And I still think he should.
I think he should. He really should. I think he just need to at least make a promo out of it, if not a video altogether, because this is something that should be accessible to a lot more people than
Hmm.
just us. It should be. It really should be. Uh, I can't tell you how like even Shirish uses it because it just opens directly in the app,
Yeah.
which is the biggest hurdle when you're
Even
trying
I
to do
didn't
something
use
cross
it yet, to
platform.
be honest. Because I think I was on the break when he put this out. And last
Yeah,
video I told you, I took just like 2 hours
2 hours and then
straight,
you just did it, and I was like, I'm sorry, what is happening?
literally 2 hours. And like the
Yeah,
the most repeated thing which I wasn't getting right in that A roll was
yeah,
asking people to subscribe. That line
yeah,
was the only retake I had like 6 times. Rest all was in one go.
yeah. I just feel that uh, a tool like this, if more creators can access that, I think it'll solve a lot of issues with the cross-platform thingy, and smaller creators would be very, very helpful for that. So thank you, Ritvik, for that, for making that. Really,
Yeah, man.
it's super useful on
But
behalf
why?
of all creators. To be
Okay,
honest, yeah.
Animesh, how about this? Why don't you put out tutorials about how you make certain promos or
Ooh,
something like that?
yeah. Tutorials is something which is, I just feel that there's always somebody who is better than me. I
But that's
always feel that.
always the case, right? Like,
Yes, and
then
that's
we
why
should not do half of the things in life that way, like, what we want to do.
that's the thing. That's why I don't do half the things that in life because I just feel like that that somebody out there is better than me at doing this, uh, and that's what I'm like really thankful for platforms like this, like you calling me upon like a live stream or somebody else. Like there are a couple of people who asked me for coming on the podcast, which
Hmm.
I just couldn't find time back then. But the thing is that these are the opportunities that I'm looking for to express or share those things in that case, because but this is not something that I would make a video about by myself because
Then,
that's a,
then
yeah.
would you be interested in you or me hosting? Why don't you live stream, dude?
I don't, I don't know, man. It just feels
Okay,
very
fine.
dangerous for me.
Why? I'll tell you why I don't do a podcast, although I feel that that's
Yeah.
the best way I can put my thoughts forward because
That would be the most creatively fulfilling thing that you can do, by the way. But that's okay
no, I
because you can
really want
express
to.
everything.
Yeah, I do. But what I feel is a podcast would be very empty if it's just me speaking.
I know. I don't know if you knew, if you remember this, but like this is a podcast. This is eventually a podcast. What
Yeah,
is this? This is just a podcast,
yeah.
1.5 hours of podcast. And when I started making podcasts, I was making 25 minute, 30 minute podcasts just talking for myself. And then when
Mm,
I collaborated with other people, then it went on to an hour and a half, sometimes even 3 hours, and I had to divide it into two
yeah,
parts, or something like that. So uh, it's something that I totally understand that it's a very empty thing. It's a very empty feeling when you're just talking by yourself and when you're trying to make 30-minute videos by yourself. But there are always exceptions. There's a guy called Philip Bloom. I have been watching him for the past 4 years, 5 years, I don't know how many years. He makes documentary films on tech products. He
mhm,
makes 45 minutes films for cameras. He made a film about FX9, which was something that I wanted to buy before. And the film had like an intermission in between because it was so long. He put in
mhm.
an intermission in between because it's so long. That's something that I want to like. I want to have that sort of a badassery to be able to do that, but I can't do that right now. So it's something which is like a full length feature film. So if you're trying to do something by yourself, you're just there by yourself, you can't do it on a podcast. You probably will have to make it into sort of like a feature film, like a short documentary or something like that. You'll have to incorporate your editing skills, you have to incorporate your sound design skills and all of that stuff. So it then becomes a lot bigger headache as compared to making like a 10-minute video. And I know that since we have been working, time is like gold dust
Yeah.
for us. It's
Mhm.
very difficult to do that. It's very difficult
And
to do that.
also the thing, like, I don't mind, this being like me just talking to the camera.
Yeah.
But you told me in my last video only someone said, I think it would be better if there was more B-roll. And that's I don't disagree to that. I mean, it's
Yeah.
completely fine. But
Yes.
the thing is that there should be some relevance. If I don't
Yes.
have relevant B-roll, why should I put a random picture of,
Yeah.
the phone maybe or whatever? So,
I think that is something that a lot of creators struggle with because
but
B-roll
that's
has
on
like
YouTube.
this. No, no, that is something that that's something that a lot of people just have like B-roll on like a pedestal. Like B-roll is like this godlike thing. I've seen the number of comments that I've seen, amazing B-rolls.
Yeah.
The number of times that I've seen brilliant A-roll or something like that. So I don't know if you because when I watch a movie, when I watch something like that, when I'm watching it as an audience, I don't look at how well the production has been. I look at the story, I look at the characters, and that's it. Next time when I'm rewatching the film, that's when I get into the technicalities. That's when I look into how it was framed or how it was done in that way. So I
Mhm.
never watched the movie for the first time for like the visual appeal of it. I'm it. I feel it's very vain of people to do that. Like it's just so vain to do stuff which is just it just has one layer. It's good. That's it. There's no l- discussion point beyond that. And it's something that I personally have a problem with. But I know that people, at least it's something which when you have something which looks good, it sells. More often than not, it sells.
Yeah,
I know that if I'm making this same video with a phone camera, it won't sell as much as if I'm making it with my the camera that I've been using for this, which is the A7 III. So I know that happens, and I know that is true, and I know that's why gear matters,
yeah.
which is a different podcast in itself. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I think next session we should have it. I don't know how much time you have today, or I actually ate up more of the time we
no,
decided on initially.
it's okay because I have to I'm just working on a video, and the thing is that I have to shoot the video today itself, because if I don't shoot the video today,
Another week.
I yeah, it's another week. It's as simple as that.
That's what I
Uh,
was telling Shrees that day. Like, if I
yeah,
don't get it done on that
yeah,
particular day
yeah.
or within
It's
that
a,
Sunday night, it's another
yeah,
week.
it's another week. So hi Tejas, but I think we are just concluding our live stream. So I believe that I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
uh,
I think so too. But anyway,
yeah.
that it was really good, refreshing perspectives, and I hope we both can make time to get more
That's
of this stuff. I think we can call on Shrish, maybe Kostov also if he's interested, and people like that, and not just two people.
Mhm. Busy
If you
boys
want
is okay, Shirish. Thank you very much.
to, he's like, one of
I'm
the
just
most,
thankful. I'm just thankful he's still calling me a boy, even though I'm 27. Thank you very much for validating my age insecurity. Thank you. Uh, thank you, Spandan, for watching. I don't know if you watched the entire way through. If you did, geez, bravo. Cheers to you, man.
he was the
Uh,
only one watching last time when I and Arvind and I streamed when we were playing
damn.
FIFA, swearing and talking about tech. That was an experimental thing. Literally, he
Yeah,
was the only person watching, I believe,
yeah.
throughout the whole thing. And I was like, it's
It's
okay.
it's
I
good to
mean,
see that you have people who care enough for to be able to watch the entire stream.
or have enough
Uh,
time.
uh, when people care, they make time. It's as simple as that.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
Why
true.
am I giving relationship advice over here? I'm sorry. This is this is coffee. This is now coffee with Karan. I'm sorry.
All right.
Okay.
So I guess I should let you go back and make
Yeah,
us
this was
some
fun,
good
man.
video.
I hope we can talk about more the process behind YouTube creation
Yeah,
sometimes
I
else,
think
because
you're
there's
the
so
right
much more to
person to
talk
talk
about.
about, and I'll do one thing because I'm nowhere there. Okay. And
Yeah.
by the way, whoever's watching, whatever you see in my video till now, 90% plus guidance has come from Animesh. Okay, even to the point of purchasing things, because he was considerate enough. Like, I'm not that, because when people ask me, oh, what should I get for this purpose, I'll go for the best thing only and not come down from there. I'm like, no, then you have this problem, this problem, this problem, this problem, you won't like it, although if they don't care. But he understood that, he recommended me accordingly, and yeah, um, whatever results you see are using his advice on purchasing things. But yeah, that's not all, because I mess it up sometimes. Like, I actually wanted to ask you about this as well. Arvind was telling me that, my
Yeah.
videos are very dark. The background should
Yes.
be a bit lit or something like
Yeah.
that to
Yeah.
and figuring out how to do it. Actually, I place the light so that the light does not light up the colors which I put in
Hmm.
into the video.
Yeah.
So you asked me to keep it at a 45-degree angle, but
Yeah.
that usually lights up this wall and
The
all that.
background as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like it. But then I'm thinking then I'll just put it white because I have a bulb up there and the light strip behind my desk.
Be
And
wary of using like practical lights. Practical lights are like the bulbs and the light bulbs, the lamps that you
hmm
have, which are used for
hmm
like household purposes. Because what happens is that when you're shooting at a certain frame rate, they have like a uh,
Flickering. I know. Yeah,
flickering
yeah.
sort of thing. So
So when I
so be
reduce the
wary of that when you're
brightness,
using that. So
when I
just
use the reduce the brightness, it does happen. You
yes,
might have noticed it in my videos.
yes, I have.
Uh, yeah,
That's why I was mentioning it here. Yeah. But yeah, no, I think now is the time for you to experiment with your setup because now you have the equipment for it,
yeah,
and just find a look that suits you. I'm not somebody like I don't even open Windows. I'm not just the operating system, but also like my practical Windows that I have in my house. I don't I don't do Windows. I'm sorry. So my house is like always dark and dingy. So
yeah.
in that case, I think I prefer the darker look, but I understand if somebody prefers the light mode. So yeah. I'm matte black everything before MKBHD. I'm sorry, and if somebody is just like bright mode everything or like the default thing vanilla whatever it is, go ahead,
Yeah.
do that. No, I'm not calling out anybody here. Sorry, Arvind, if it felt like I'm calling you out here, but I'm sorry. I'm just saying that yeah, I just prefer dark mode. That's it. Yeah, yeah.
I guess I need to be a bit better lit rather than the background. So I think
We can
I'll
work on that.
I
I think
think
we can
I'll
work on that.
compromise the light spilling on the walls. I'll compromise on that. And see, that's the challenge. That's why I want a A73 because then I can be closer to the camera and the
Yeah.
light will be farther away from the setup because of which the angle won't spill the light onto the walls of the setup.
Wait.
That's
Yeah. Okay.
that's the whole
I
reason
think
why I want full frame as well.
yeah, I mean, that's something that we can obviously talk about because there are a few things that will be need to address apart from just the change of camera as well. But yeah, we can post. I'll always be there, man, to whatever help you need in terms of like making it look better. That's just the one thing that I feel that if there's one thing that I can contribute to for like some people, then I'm more than willing to do that. If you
Okay,
yeah
I got this next stream idea. So what I'll do is
yes
I'll take this camera, it's my phone actually, and I'll
yeah
place it where I usually place my A-roll set.
yeah
Okay,
yeah yeah.
and the live stream will be you making me tweak stuff around and the
No,
final
brilliant,
result.
brilliant. No, no pressure at all. No, brilliant. Uh,
Okay, I think let's
yeah, I think
it
that's it.
conclude it
Thank you,
now.
everybody, for watching.
Yeah,
Can I? Is it possible to know who is still watching? Is there anybody watching?
yeah, I think so. Think Shrish will be there.
I think Shirish would be there. I think Shirish is
Spandan,
like,
I guess,
dude.
because he stuck
Shirish,
around last time.
Shirish skipped the Shirish skipped the birthday party for us.
What?
Do you know that? Yeah, he was at a birthday party
Damn.
and
He didn't even
he
tell me. I
came
put it
to
in
watch the
that
stream
group
for
where he's there. He could have told me.
us. So I think Shirish was there. KD was there for the longest of times. Thank you very
Hmm.
much, Mr. KD Cloudy,
Yeah.
for your time. Good luck for your examination if you're still watching.
Yeah.
But it's just an examination. Nobody
See,
cares. But
I think
yeah,
that's the thing.
it's fine.
If he's like writing or something,
केक नहीं खाया बहन की केक नहीं खाया एक वही चीज तो खानी होती है भाई तू क्या स- यार जा जा भाग के जा अभी खा के आ ये क्या चल रहा है भाई दिमाग खराब है तेरा
he's a very generous person, actually.
uh,
Anyway,
चलो ठीक है यार
I guess
yeah
let's
we should end
close
this
it today. Thank you all,
yeah yeah
whoever
yeah
came, stuck
thank
around,
you for
watched
watching
for any span of time. And we'll
yes
plan something interesting again and get back to you guys.
it's fine.
Probably
Yeah.
bring more people in if Animesh is comfortable.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I can. There was this. I was wondering that you had this beyond the content live stream, right?
Hmm.
Uh, I'm not sure if it's still happening, but
No, it's not.
if anytime, because that's something that we are discussing right now. We're talking like beyond the content itself. So,
Hmm.
uh, if it's something that you would do it again, I probably would be more than honored to be there. I'm self-inviting myself there,
Sure, bhai.
like I usually do.
You'll
But
be
yeah.
allowed in as well. ठीक है, चलो.
ठीक है.
Thanks again,
चलो. Thank you,
guys.
everyone. Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye.